Welcome to Lead with Linnea, where we talk about real leadership for real people in the real world. I'm Linnea Rader, and I've spent 2 decades in public service leadership. From accounting to my current role as the Director of Finance and Human Resources, I've seen pretty much everything. The spectacular successes, the painful failures, and everything in between that makes leadership both challenging and incredibly rewarding. Here's the thing. Leadership is not reserved for people with fancy titles or corner offices. Every single one of us can be a leader in our personal and professional lives. Whether you're managing a team of 50 or just trying to figure out how to navigate office politics, whether you're a frontline worker or sitting around a boardroom table, leadership skills matter. My approach? I skip the fluff and get straight to what really works. You won't find theoretical frameworks or feel-good platitudes here. Instead, you'll get practical, tested strategies from someone who's been in the trenches, made the mistakes, and learned the hard lessons so that you don't have to. Through Lead with Linnea, I provide leadership development training and coaching because I'm passionate about helping people discover their authentic leadership potential. And honestly, some days you need to laugh to keep from crying, and some days you just need someone to tell you the truth about what leadership really looks like. So whether you're listening while you commute, taking a walk, or just need someone to remind you that you've got this, I'm here for you. So let's dive in and talk about what it really takes to lead with authenticity, impact, and maybe a little bit of sanity. Ready? Let's go. The one resolution that actually sticks. Forget the list. It's the last Monday of the year, and if you're on social media at all, you've seen them. The posts about New Year's resolutions, the ambitious lists, the grand declarations of transformation. This year, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, read 30 books, learn Spanish, get organized, wake up at 5 a.m., start meditating, eat healthy, exercise daily, be more patient, spend less time on my phone, and completely reinvent myself. And you know what happens to most of those lists by February? They're buried under the reality of actual life. The resolution graveyard. Let me tell you about my own resolution disaster a few years back. I made a list. Oh boy, did I make the list. I was going to be better at everything, better at my health, my relationships, my professional development, my home organization, my hobbies, my finances. I had it all mapped out. By mid-January, I was overwhelmed and stressed. By February, I had abandoned most of it. By March, I couldn't even remember what half of my resolutions were. The problem wasn't my intentions. The problem was trying to overhaul my entire existence all at once while still, living my actual life. So here's what I've learned since then. One meaningful change beats 10 mediocre attempts every single time. The power of one. This year, I'm not making a list. I'm choosing one thing, one single area where I want to be better by the end of 2026. Not perfect, not transformed, just better. And I'm encouraging you to do the same. So think about it. If you could improve just one thing this year, what would actually make a difference in your life? Not what sounds impressive, not what you think you should focus on. What would genuinely matter to you? Maybe it's being more present with your family instead of constantly checking your phone. Maybe it's having those difficult conversations at work instead of avoiding them. Maybe it's setting better boundaries so you're not constantly exhausted. Maybe it's giving yourself grace instead of beating yourself up over every mistake. Whatever it is, pick one thing and really commit to it. So why leaders need to do this too? As leaders, we're especially prone to the fix everything at once trap. We see all the areas that we can improve, all the ways we could do better for our teams, and we try to tackle it all simultaneously. But you know what your team needs more than a leader who's trying to be perfect at everything? A leader who's genuinely working on being better at something that matters. When you focus on one meaningful change, you can actually make progress. You can model what realistic personal growth looks like. You can show your team that improvement doesn't require complete transformation, just consistent effort in one important area. Making it real. Here's how to make this actually work. Be specific. Be a better leader? Not specific. Have one meaningful conversation with each team member once a month? That specific. Choose something you can control. You cannot resolve to have a better team because that depends on other people. You can resolve to give more specific and actionable feedback because that's entirely within your control. Make it measurable. How will you know if you're getting better at this? What will be different at the end of the year? And then connect it to your why. Why does this particular change matter to you? When it gets hard to stick with it, and it will, what's going to keep you going? The February test. You know why most New Year's resolutions fail? Because people set them based on January 1st energy, that fresh start feeling, that optimism about the blank slate of a new year. But life doesn't stay in that January energy. By February, you're back in the reality of your actual schedule, your actual stressors, your actual life. So here's the test. If you can only stick with one resolution through the messy reality of February, which one would it be? That is your resolution. That's the one that actually matters to you. Permission to be human. Here's something nobody tells you about New Year's resolutions. You don't have to reinvent yourself. You're already doing a lot of things right. You've already got strengths and capabilities and ways of showing up that work. You don't need to fix everything about yourself. You just need to pick one area where being a little bit better would make a meaningful difference. And then you need to give yourself grace when you mess up, because you will. Progress isn't linear. Some weeks you'll nail it, some weeks you'll completely forget about it. It's called being a human being. The question isn't whether you'll be perfect at one resolution. The question is whether you'll keep coming back to it. So what's your thing? So as we head into this last week of 2025, I want you to think about it. Not think about your list. Not think about all the ways you could be better. Just think about the one thing that would genuinely matter if you improved it in this year. What would make you feel like 2026 was a year of real growth? What would make a difference, not just for you, but for the people you lead and the people you love? What's worth focusing on for 12 months? Choose that. Write it down. Keep it somewhere you'll see it. And when February rolls around and life gets messy, come back to it. Because one meaningful change that actually sticks is worth more than a dozen ambitious resolutions that disappear by Valentine's Day. So what's your one thing for 2026? Share it in the comments. Let's keep each other accountable for the things that actually matter. Thank you for joining me today on Lead with Linnea. I hope something we talked about resonates with you and gives you a tool you can actually use in your leadership journey. Remember, leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, authentic, and willing to keep learning and growing. You're going to face situations you never saw coming, make decisions that feel impossible, and sometimes wonder if you're cut out for this whole leadership thing. It's normal, it's human, and that's exactly why we need leaders like you who are willing to do the hard work. If today's episode sparked some ideas about training or coaching for you or your team, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me at Linnea@leadwithlinnea.com or give me a call at 269-621-5282. Whether you're looking for one-on-one coaching, team training, or need someone to speak at your next event, let's talk about how we can help you and your people become the leaders your organization needs. You can find more resources, read my blog post, and learn more all about my services at leadwithlinnea.com. As always, carry social kindness with you everywhere you go. This world needs you and your positive mindset. Until next time, keep leading and keep growing.